Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Coach Brock Johnson, founder and CEO of Backstop Built, the full catchers training program. In this video today, you're going to learn how you don't need to have the best elite skills in order to win the starting role behind the plate. That way, by the end of this video, you know the exact things that you can put into practice in your career in order to show the coach that you are starting role material without even having to worry on your blocking, throwing, and receiving being better than the other catchers you're competing against. I have a few concepts today that you're going to want to stick around for that can really help you no matter where you are in your career, whether you already have the starting role and you're striving to go way further past where you are right now, or if you're stuck behind a few catchers and have no clue why. But before we get started, I just ask if you can like and comment on this video, that'd be great. Also, subscribe to this channel so you never miss a valuable training that I post so I can help you in your career become elite and the best version of yourself behind the dish, both mentally and physically. Now, I want to start by prefacing my philosophy so you don't think I sound absolutely insane by what I'm about to talk about. First off, your physical skills are very important. That's why I built a full training program where guys are working every single day on improving each one of those skills. But also within that program, guys are working every single day on improving their mental skills and leadership in the things I'm about to talk about because they're equally as important. So don't think that I'm giving you a free pass to not work on your blocking, throwing, and receiving to make them as good as you possibly can. Instead, the outline of this video is going to be going over why you might be stuck when you're making progress in those three categories of your physical skills and still not being the starting catcher. So I'm going to show you what coaches are looking for exactly. Now, the first part of this is understanding our pitchers and how important they are. The only reason you have a position is because of pitchers. We are there to serve our pitchers. And if you haven't noticed by now, they can be a lot to handle. And we have to do really good on making sure that they are in check always with their mechanics, with their mental game. That is our job that we have signed up for. Pitchers are our number one priority no matter what. Yes, even more important than your pop time or your blocking percentage or receiving. Those things can definitely help your pitcher, but we need to be focused on how he's feeling and what's working for him. Pitchers are maniacs, and honestly, they have a really hard job on the field. That's why our position is solely dedicated to making sure they are doing good. And if our pitcher does great that day along with our catcher, then we more than often win. And part of the reason why our pitcher did great that day is because we were able to lead them to the best of our ability. And if we don't get that recognition, that's okay. But just know any halfway decent coach knows your role and how important it is. And he is going to put the best option back there that is able to lead and control the pitchers all around. And believe it or not, he wants to stick with a consistent catcher back there for most of the pitchers and not divide his team by some pitchers like this guy, other pitchers like this guy. And now he needs to think about putting in a new catcher in the 9th inning. Absolutely not. We want consistency. Now we're going to dive into how to actually earn that trust from your pitchers. So now they can go to the coach and say, I want this guy to catch me. And hopefully that guy is you. And then the more pitchers on your staff you can get who are saying that, the more you're going to have undeniable playing time unless your coach just straight up does not like you. Because if all of your pitchers think they're going to be the most successful with you behind the dish, then your coach has to listen to that because he needs the pitchers to do good since the pitchers control the game. So your job isn't just to work on your blocking, throwing, and receiving and make those the best, but instead you need to be thinking of this differently on how can I leverage the pitchers, the guys who the coach actually cares about the most on the team, whoever's throwing that day or in that moment, tell them to talk to the coach for me. So here's the things they actually care about. First off is leadership. You have to have that presence back there where they know that you are focused on the game because I'm telling you their job is hard enough. They are forgetting what they should be doing. And for you to remind them the situation, the outs, what play could be developing on bunts, on relays, things like that. But when you're too focused on your pop time and, oh, did I throw this guy out? Or I missed that ball receiving and you're not doing that, they can see that. And that doesn't look like someone who is super mature back there and taking the role of the starting catcher serious. So instead of thinking about yourself and what you need to be focusing on your mechanics, now you are doing what I call servant leadership. You're going to serve these guys to the best of your ability. And if you make a good play on your end, cool, forget about it. How can we serve the pitcher going back into the dugout? If you make a bad play, cool, forget about it. How can we serve the pitcher, in the next inning and going forward so he's successful? And the more you do this in practice, bullpens, games, your pitching staff is absolutely going to fall in love with you. They're going to start texting you about stuff, asking, hey, how was my changeup? How was that? I don't even care if you have to fake it till you make it. Act like you care. Now, the second thing that you can use besides just leadership in general, which is a pretty vague word, I understand that, and that comes over a long time of doing these things right is pitch calling. If you can gain the trust of your pitcher and literally have him on board for whatever you want to call, custom to what his arsenal is, he is going to absolutely love you. His job is so much easier. He has to get on the mound, see what you're calling, and just throw. His job needs to be mindless, and we have to take all that burden on us, and that's okay. But the more you don't prove to him that you actually have a plan for what he wants to throw in certain situations, you're studying hitters, you know, you're even beforehand looking up the roster, seeing where the best guys are and telling him that, then why would that pitcher trust you? You're just another guy back there wanting to be the starting catcher and doesn't understand the full role of what that means. How often have you seen in MLB history, sometimes a starting catcher isn't the most best physical guy, but the team looks at him as a captain? There's a reason for that, because he does all this stuff I'm about to talk about very, very well. Now, I know not all of you guys are born extroverts and like to talk all the time to your pitchers, and that's okay, but your physical presence, which is the third key I'm hitting on, is going to be so important to show them that you have that good body language of a true leader, someone who is getting the plays right, making the right calls, someone who isn't shaking when the game is on the line, and also doesn't freak out if they don't throw a guy out or something like that. They're on to the next play, and that gives pitchers so much confidence. So your game awareness and overall confidence is going to be something you need to work on that is going to make your leadership so much better. And all of these things fall under the category that I've been trying to portray to you, which is trust. How do you get that pitcher to trust you? Whether it's your first time catching him or your 100th time, how can he continue to trust you every single start? And then we want to multiply that for every single pitcher in our program or in the bullpen. So really briefly, I want to talk about some things you can do to build that trust. Now, I'm not saying I want you to hover around your pitcher like a puppy dog. You need to get ready for your own game. You need to be focusing on your game as well. If the pitcher doesn't do good, you don't either. I don't care if you go 4 for 4. If your pitcher is having a bad day, when you guys are on defense, no one cares about how good you did. That's just a cold hard truth. So the sooner you can understand that our position is dependent on the pitcher, then you're going to get what I'm saying and now start to earn more playing time because you are serving. Here's 3 quick things that you can use in order to earn their trust. First one is just simply talking to them before game and in between innings. Again, some pitchers don't like to be talked to that much, and that's okay. But you should be coming up with a plan inning by inning so he knows that you're just as locked in as he is. And this can be really quickly before you get in the dugout after the inning ended, just going over, hey, what felt good? What do you want to work with? Hey, I think I saw this. This is who's coming up in their lineup. That shows him you are so locked in and he wants that. You're trying to make his job easier, not guess if you're even there or locked in mentally. Another one is taking blame publicly. Now, I'm not saying throw yourself under the bus for something that you didn't do, but next time he crosses you up and you don't know for sure that it was your fault or not, or if you called the right one, you can even take the blame for that on the pitcher's mound when they're at a mound visit, and I'm telling you, he is going to respect you so much. If you say, hey, that's on me, coach, we weren't locked in. It's not you versus the pitcher, it's you and the pitcher. If he does something bad, that's on you no matter what, and you just have to be okay with that. Now, the third one is know their stuff better than anyone. Know all their pitches, know what is their most confident, least confident, when they want to throw it, when they can't throw it, and call according to that, and they're gonna know that you know them well, and they're gonna love that. And all this stuff I'm telling you is absolute gold that I don't see a lot of catching coaches or catchers talk about, and is literally how you can earn playing time, even if the 2 other catchers you're competing against may have a 1.7, 1.8 pop time or something crazy and you don't. But those guys know they're good physically, and they're just licking their chops to show off those physical skills. How can I receive super cool? How can I block and throw, you know, the fastest? And they're really not focused on the pitcher. I've seen this so many times. So I'm telling you, mix this with your skill work and understand how this can help you earn the starting spot and be a team captain and actually believe in yourself to do this. Now, I'm not saying you're going to take the starting role immediately if your coach has someone else there, but I promise you, he is going to take you so much more serious when you start serving your pitchers and genuinely care about them. Free tip, start asking your coach about the pitchers. He's a coach. He's thinking about the team, the lineup all the time on his own time. Talk to him about, hey, what do you think about doing this with little Johnny on the mound in this pitch in this scenario? Do you think that's not good? Or talk to him about pitch calling. That also shows your coach how serious and dialed you are. And if you're a true catcher that really wants to go far, you shouldn't have to fake all this. When I played, I did all this stuff great. That's why I was able to go to 4 different schools and be the starter at each one of those schools at a certain time and point before going to the pro level, because I had these skills mentally and with my leadership and my confidence and the pitching staff that the coach was like, why wouldn't we put him back there? He cares so much. Obviously, I worked hard. I had some skills under me, but it wasn't like I had the best pop time. I honestly had one of the worst pop times on every team I played on, but that never really was a factor because everything else I did brought so much value to the staff and their success that our team ERA was so low. Our pitcher's whip all around was just way better than it would be with anyone else catching because I focus on all this stuff. The biggest thing I want to drive home is the division of a catcher who, let's say he's in the game right now and he's just worried about how many strikes he can steal for his own personal value, for his own video, and he just is concerned about his pop time. And honestly, he just wants to block because he wants to make sure he looks good. These are all self-driven, kind of selfish ambition that the coach isn't even going to care about, or the pitcher. Now, obviously in a big moment, if you throw a guy out, your pitcher is going to be glad because you gave him an out, but that's not going to help him more than you being dialed behind the dish and going at the batter and each batter consistently well. But on the other end of the spectrum, you have a catcher who is so focused on the development of his pitchers, and the game is just where he gets to show off because the other 90% of him worrying about his pitchers comes from practice outside of the game, his personal relationship with them. And now these guys love him, and now by the time they get to game, it just feels natural and they don't have to think about it. And this is the hardest pill to swallow, is when your skills, aren't as good as those other catchers. You're so focused on making those skills better and you're laser focused on pop time, blocking, throwing, receiving, and you totally dismiss all this stuff because you're on red alert to make those better. And I totally understand that, but that's no way to go about it. So if anything, if you find yourself and your skills are lacking compared to those other catchers, double down on this mental stuff, on being a great teammate, being a great leader, and serving your pitchers while you are working on your physical skills. But don't just do one without the other. And if you're having trouble doing this, which most catchers are right now because there's not really good training plans for catchers versus them just scrolling on social media, figuring out what to do on their own with no evaluation, group work with a club or high school coach, and just only getting 2 hours of work with your competition each week, or investing in a in-person coach, like a private trainer, that's only 1 hour a week, you're guessing on the other 6. That's why I built what's called the Backstop Built Full Catchers Training Program. So I can work with guys every single day, giving them a daily custom plan, proper evaluation, a community of like-minded catchers, and then access to me whenever they need it for questions, for one-on-one FaceTime, things like that. And we go over things just what I'm talking about to actually help these catchers get to the next level and also thrive at the level they're at right now. If you're having trouble with this and you don't know how to apply this stuff even after this video, go ahead and take a look in the description below, or I'm going to put the link to my website, and then you can watch the video there that explains everything I do for guys, and also book a call if you're ready to see how I can help you in your specific situation. This is a free call. That way I can go over where you are, how I can help, and if you're curious about joining the program, you could do it there. But I hope this video is able to change your mindset, and that's what I'm trying to do here. A lot of these things are going to be up to you and with what your pitchers need specifically, and that's up to you to find for every single pitcher. Some guys want different things, and you need to ask them that, and you need to figure that out. That is on you if you want to be the starting catcher. If this stuff sounds too crazy, then maybe the starting role is not meant for you or the position, and that's okay. It's not for everyone. That is all I have today. I hope you're able to apply this to become better, just 1% better every single day. Lay that best brick you can so you can build a firm foundation and then build up on top of that. That's what I help guys do. I'm Coach Brock, striving to be the coach that I wish I had. God bless. Stay the course.